We know in this week's Parsha, PARSHAS Ki SISA, we read about the grave sin of the Jewish people with the sin of the golden calf. And at first glance, it's an absolutely terrible sin. God is prepared to destroy the Jewish people. But upon further analysis, if one thinks about it, it was actually just a small fraction of people who actually worshipped the calf. And secondly, the Medrash tells us that it was this group of people who did it called the Eruv Rav, this separate group of people that got mixed in with the Jewish people, but it wasn't even really the Jewish people. So the question is, what was so grave about what happened? Why was God prepared to destroy the Jewish people for this sin? And it seems to be perhaps the answer would be that Rav Yechezkel Levenstein says that it was because the people were quiet. The people didn't protest. While all this was happening, and the small fraction of people were doing this terrible, terrible thing, no one said anything. No one got involved. People just stayed quiet. And I think that this is actually a very, very profound lesson for all of us that is actually a recurrent theme throughout the Torah, throughout the Talmud. That when you see something going on that's not right, you have no right to remain silent. The idea of neutrality as being, a thing is not really true. There's no neutrality. Your silence is complicitly sanctioning the injustice that is going on. And there's actually different places we see this in the Torah as well. The Torah tells us in Parshas Mishpatim that we read a couple of weeks ago, it says, Kol amana v'yasam lo sa'anun, that you should not mistreat any widow or orphan. And the verse says lo sa'anun. That means mistreat or afflict in the plural. It's interesting because every other phrase in that passage is talking in the singular, but when it says you can't mistreat an orphan or widow, that's talking in the plural. The Chizkuni says something absolutely remarkable. He says the reason that phrase is listed in the plural is because it's not just talking about the one who is causing harm to those people, that one perpetrator, but he says it's to everyone else. Everyone is guilty. All the people who did not criticize, who did not speak up what was going on, the suppression of these people that was going on, all those who remained silent, they saw what was going on and they were silent about it. Those people are held accountable as well. That's why the verse uses the plural tense, sa'anun. You can't afflict in the plural because anyone who saw what was going on and didn't say anything is complicit in the crime. This is honestly a theme that, like I said, it recurs throughout Shas, throughout the Talmud, throughout the Torah, and it is a very, very profound lesson for all of us. Hopefully, in all of our lives, if we see something's not right, if we see someone is being mistreated, we will be quick to stand up for them. We're not allowed to remain silent. If we see something that is unjust, someone is slandering someone else to us or in front of us, we're in a group of people and someone is saying lashon hara, malicious speech against someone else, we won't just sit there and let that slide. We'll speak up, defend the person, and not remain silent. Have a beautiful Shabbos.